Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com, and this is me jumping off of the New River Road here at Hinton, West Virginia, and hopping on Route 20. If I took a left right there, that would take you to the downtown Hinton area. So I have been on this road in the past videos that I have done lately. This is just Route 20. Route 3 joins in just up here, and then probably about 4 minutes into the video, I will be taking a left where Route 3 splits off, goes across the river, the New River, into the Bell Point area and beyond. Route 3 continues on even to Talcott, to Alderson, and beyond there. But the video will shut off at Route 12. I will have a video specifically from Route 12 to Talcott, or really to the John Henry Historic Park. But then I also have a video of Route 12, which is one of my favorite routes to drive. So that'll be a different video later on. So I just thought I would share this drive, even though you have seen it coming up to Hinton just a few weeks ago in my past videos. Show it going back down. So right there's the entrance of Route 3 if you're heading from the Shady Springs area of West Virginia and wanting to head this direction. That's where it comes from. And like I said, just up the road I'll be taking a left. Route 20 will stay going south to Mercer County area, and Route 3 takes a left over the river. So let's talk about a few places. So when I cross the bridge up here, if I take a left, that takes you into the Avis area of Hinton. I've always referred to the whole area itself as Hinton, but Avis is the another name for that section actually. And there's some grocery stores, fast food chains, and other places over in there, and it's basically attached to Hinton. It's just this is the bridge easiest to get to it from this side. But we're not heading into the Avis area. We're going on past the Greenbrier River. Now, one thing I noticed while doing the drive is that, of course, the New River is much more high. The water level is a lot higher. I'm filming this after Hurricane Helene has came into the area, and there's a huge drought that has been happening in West Virginia. But it's not near as bad on the Mercer County and wherever the New River is. Especially right now, Helene has brought a ton of waterfall into the New River system. So it's not low level. But when I take this left up here, you can glance over to the left, and at times you might be able to see it in this video. The Greenbrier River basically meets up with the New River right here. And the Greenbrier River is very low. Now right now I'm crossing the New River. And the Greenbrier River is going to be on the left after I cross over this bridge. So at times, if you get a chance to be able to see it from this video, you can see that the Greenbrier River is extremely low compared to the New River right now. And of course part of that's Helene, but there's been more of a drought in the eastern part of West Virginia than the southern or western part of West Virginia. So you can see now that I am on Route 3, and this is Bell Point. So let's talk about Bell Point real quick. My past video I mentioned a wreck of the C&O and an old song that was written. Well, the wreck happened here. Just across the river, basically is the railroad going right up beside the Greenbrier River, and the wreck happened in this area. So I mentioned it in my last video, but I wanted to point out there's, I think, the historical marker for it. But I wanted to point out it was in the Bell Point area. And this is Bell Point. It was established at the same time Hinton, West Virginia was established, but now it is considered an unincorporated community, and it has merged with Hinton. So if you live in this area, you're going to have a Hinton address. There was a road back there on the right, and that takes you basically up on the other side of the New River. We've been talking about the New River and driving by it past few videos. Well, if you had taken a ride on the road back there, it would take you to a park area, but it will also take you to the Bluestone Dam on the other side of the river where I had shown you the Bluestone Dam on Route 20. So it's interesting to see it from that side. There is something called the C&O MX Cabin, and basically, I don't have any information on it, but it's basically just right across the river, in the woods, right on the side of the railroad tracks. And there's a picture up, and it's basically, you just look it up. It says C&O outside MX Cabin, Hinton, West Virginia. And it's Miss E.M. Maribel. She stands outside the cabin that's beside the railroad tracks. That's the only thing I can see on it. You see just a corner of the cabin there. But it is listed as a historical site in this area. Now, I can't see the cabin from where I'm at, or even if the structure is still there or part of the structure. But it is labeled a historical site of this area. Now, we just passed a bridge, and that could take you another route to get to that I was just talking about. But it also, if you cross the bridge and take a right, it takes you to Browning, West Virginia, which is another small, unincorporated little town, a little area, a little community, so to speak, of Summers County. And of course, we're southeast of Hinton. I really don't have much information about Browning. Nor do I have any information on the next unincorporated town on the other side of the river, and that is Wiggins. I just love saying that name. I think it is so cool. Wiggins. Wiggins is another unincorporated community, and the Willowwood Country Club is located near Wiggins. It's just on the other side of the river, basically. It's just another unincorporated little community that would be basically still part of Hinton. But as we continue on this Route 3, I will be stopping the video here in about 3 minutes or so when we get closer to the intersection of Route 12. Now, since I've talked to you about other places in and throughout Summers County, let's just talk about Summers County history in general. So, it was established February 27th of 1871 from parts of 4 other different counties: Fayette, Greenbrier, Mercer, and Monroe. And it was the second to the last county established in West Virginia. It's named after George W. Summers. He was born in 1804 and died in September of 1868. He was an attorney, politician, and judge in Virginia. And later, of course, it was West Virginia. He died in actually Charleston, West Virginia. He was elected into the Virginia House of Delegates in 1830, the U.S. House of Representatives in 1840. It was known closer to the time of the Civil War in 1861. He was elected to represent Kanawha County voters, because at this point he had moved into what was later to be known West Virginia, as to represent them, to say that they were against the Virginia Secession Convention of 1861. He was opposed to Virginia seceding from the Union. So at the formation of Summers County, where it was established with parts of different counties, Forest Hill was labeled one of 5 townships, and Forest Hill is just up the road on the right. At the end of this video is like taking to Route 12. Forest Hill is right up there. So that came from Monroe County. Jumping Branch and Pipestem came from Mercer County, which was shocking because I thought Jumping Branch would have came from Raleigh County, but Raleigh County actually did not donate any of the property to make Summers County. And then there was Green Sulphur that was donated from the Fayette County area, and Greenbrier was donated partially from Monroe County, but Greenbrier County also. So that's the 5 major townships at the time of 1872 for Summers County. So that's something interesting that you maybe didn't know that about Summers County. Another thing I'll touch on really quickly is off to the right, also off of Route 12, is another unincorporated little community, and it's called Buck. I figured I would mention it now because when I do the video for Route 12, I have so much more information I wanted to cover. So I thought I would go ahead and mention the little unincorporated community of Buck. And basically, it got its name from a deer, the buck deers, the ones with the antlers. I just figured I would share that. I thought that was pretty cute. They just named it after a deer. Another thing I will touch on just briefly because it needs its own little video. At the corner of here, Route 3, Route 12, there's a little road that cuts off to the right. It's basically across the bridge, but it's Camp Lightfoot. And then there's also Camp Waldo, the 4-H camp of Summers County. All of that whole little area is going to deserve a video of its own. But I had to mention it because I'm so close and nearing the end of this video. It's just around the corner. They're all located right there off of the Greenbrier River and basically have been important to Summers County and many people throughout Southwest Virginia. Even some people in Virginia are very familiar with the camp areas here, Camp Lightfoot, the 4-H camp. I know I spent a lot of time at the 4-H camp back in the day when I was in high school because that's where we had band camp every year. And there are many camps or many schools that did their band camps there at that 4-H camp. So, and of course Camp Lightfoot with the history there. So I figured I would mention that real quick. Well, this is Angie from Tourangie.com. Come to my website, read my blogs, make appointments so I can help you plan your next travel adventure.